Hey there, folks, it's Foggy. Welcome to day 92 of my year of solo board gaming, considered by many to be ill advised and stupid. This is day 92, and that means that we are at the 25% mark. We've completed 1/4 of what we need to do to get this year completed. And holy cow, I'm going to be counting the big milestones, like the 100, 200, 300, the 1/3, the 1/2, and that's it, actually. So it's just a few more milestones that you'll hear me commemorate. We're doing a Cult of the New this week, and that basically means any game released 2019 or later. I sort of had to go back a couple years just because I don't have a whole lot of games that were released in 2021. There are very few games that have been released in 2022, but this is definitely going to be a good one to go with. This is a roll and write called On Tour, and basically you are trying to create a long path of stops along the way. That's pretty much it. There's not even really a ranking in here for how your score is, but it is a 1 to 8 player game. There are two sides to this. We're going to have a US side and a Europe side. I thought I might do the Europe side as a second video. We'll see how this one goes. So there's not much to the solo game. It's very much the same as the regular game, and in fact, if you want to play along, if you have a copy of this board, you are more than welcome to. The first thing that you do is, and I'm going to make sure that I do this right because I messed this up when I was doing this the first time. I made an important mistake that really does affect the gameplay, and that is how you set your starting cities. Let me just make sure. They include a little ad here, and they include this thing. I guess this is like a little score sheet you can put your best scores on. It's kind of nice. It's double-sided. Very generous. Very optimistic that I'm going to be playing, what is this, 9, 18, 23, 46 games of this. But that's the way it goes. All right, so what you do is you roll the dice to start off with. I just want to make sure I did this right. So we got 90. Let's re-roll that. That one was a little cocked. 41. Okay. All right, so the first thing that you do is you pull out a state, and this is going to tell you each state is going to have a region on it, and it's going to have a state indicated, such as the lovely state of Mid-Coast or New England. The game board is divided up into North, South, West, Central, and East. So the green area is East, the yellow area is Central, the red area is West, the darker area is South, the whiter area is North. Europe is set up the same way. You have the same sort of division there. Just a much bigger map overall. Now, we start off with Nebraska, and so this is going to be, and I just realized they have New England and Nebraska with the same abbreviation, which technically is correct, but that's just kind of funny. So we're going to write the lower of the two possible combinations here. So this is a 4 and a 1, so the smaller is 14, and we're going to go ahead and circle this. We're then going to deal a second state. This time we get Michigan, and we're going to do 41. And again, we're going to circle the state. We're then going to roll again. 47 is the smaller of the two. That's going to go in Utah. And then 74 is the higher of the two. That's going to go in Texas. These are all now put off to the side, and we go through the rest of the deck. Now, the way that this will go is that on each turn, you're going to deal, I'm going to turn this slightly this way. You're going to deal 3 cards, and let me do this in a way that makes sense. We got South Carolina, Alabama, and Colorado. Now, each state is part of 2 regions, so technically Colorado is in here twice. It's in here once for the South and once for the West. Same with South Carolina, in here once for the South, once for the East. You're going to roll your dice. All right, this is 96. And what you're going to do is you are going to write 69 in one circle and 96 in another. Now, if you choose to write it into the state, one of the states given, say, for example, I wanted to write one of these in South, you would go ahead, write that number in, and then circle it. Otherwise, you can just simply use the region on the card and write in the number that way. So if I wanted to, I could go anywhere in the South or anywhere in the East and just simply write in 69 and 96. And that might be helpful if I've got fewer options available to myself, or I'm trying to plan out my route. Now I'm looking at this and I'm trying to figure out the best way to go here. This 14 in the center is just kind of irritating, to say the least. I'm not going to be able to do 41 and 47 unless I get really lucky and go 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, like that. But even then, it becomes really difficult to get down to this 96. I think I do want the 69 somewhere in the south. And I kind of think that it's okay if I go here, because I might be able to like do some sort of loop this way, down this way. It's not great. Basically, the longest tour that you have, the way the points are going to work, is that the longest tour you have, I don't know why this keeps getting knocked over that way, the longest tour you can make, for starting at the lowest number and moving up, either equaling or greater than each state, you'll get 1 point for every city, 2 points for every circle. So 1 point for every uncircled city, 2 points for every circled city, essentially. So 96 and 69. So the 96, I think I'm going to go with, I'm going to go ahead and actually do North Carolina. Because I think I might be able to end up down here. And then 69, I think I kind of want somewhere over here. If I put it in Colorado, it makes it really difficult. Like, I've got to come down this way. It's a mess. I think I actually want it in New Mexico. And we're not going to highlight that number because it's not matching. So I did one for South Carolina. I did one for the South. And then we just basically take these and we're going to put them off to the side. We got Minnesota. We've got Ohio. We've got Central. Now, if you ever draw all three regions the same, if this had come up north as well, you can then just simply take any state you want and draw a star in it. And if it's one of the states that is pictured, then you circle that as well. The stars act as wild cards, and those wild cards, it can be really helpful. So let's go ahead and roll the dice and see what we get. We got 19, so we're at 19 and 91. So the 91 is going to be tricky because I have Central and North to go with, and I kind of want to keep the 90s down here. So I can't really do 91 in any of these states here. I can put it in Arkansas if I want. And the reason I could do that is if I decide that I really want to go ahead and just get that circle. But I think the risk I cut out Louisiana. I can't cover this, and that's going to be a mess. So I think I'm going to go 91 in my Central in Louisiana. That means that I have a 19 that I can put somewhere up north. And I kind of like the idea of going here with Ohio. I don't think I can get 14 and 41 and 47 to all be part of the same thing. And I kind of don't want to lose this entire area up here. So if I want to keep this, I have to keep this like a 30s, a number in the 30s. I could theoretically cut this way and come back around. That might be the better way to go. In which case 19 would go probably Illinois. So we'll go 19 Illinois. And again, we don't circle it because we did not use one of the states. So these will go get over here. West Virginia, AZ, and Virginia. And a nice mix of north, south, and east. Pretty much every state's in play. And we got 47 and 74. So now, one thing that's really important is that the numbers that you have, you can double up on numbers that are consecutive. So if I put a 47 here, I can go 47, 47. Now the problem is if I go 47, 47, that might make this 69 really difficult to get to. I mean, I could come around this way. I just don't think that that's really a smart idea. So I do want 47 in here. I just don't want it in Arizona. I want to keep my options open here. I'm actually going to go with Wyoming. So that'll use up my north. And then 74, same thing. I can put this down here somewhere. And if I'm looking at this, come around this way. I think 74 here is probably my best bet. And that'll use the south. Just trying to make sure I'm doing this right. I'm actually going to go here. This is going to sort of force this path to go this way, and then into this sort of end game here. So I'm going to go Arkansas, not Arizona. So that's where the 74 is going to go. And you can have consecutive stops be the same number, and that's really important because that is a good way to deal with sort of the mess that you end up making. So we have mid-coastal, Mississippi, and Idaho. We have 87 and 78. Both of those are pretty high numbers. And both of these will come into play with 91. Now, the dilemma here is that it's going to now be really difficult to get down to this 91 the way that I've written this. So I think I have to skip this 91 altogether and just go 90. I can do two numbers in the east. I can do Mississippi as one of them. And I think that's actually a good idea. We'll do 78 as Mississippi. We're just not going to get that 91, unfortunately. And then we'll go 87. I think we'll go 87 Florida. And then that gives me a pretty good range. We can go anywhere between 78 and 87 here, and between 87 and 96 here. That's I think that's my best move. The highest score you can obviously get is 100, and that's if you do all 50. Or I'm not sure how many states there are. I think there's like 48, because all of New England is 1. So that eliminates 4 of them right there, and then mid-coastal takes out a couple others. So I think maybe it's 40 states. I don't know. California, Missouri, Tennessee. Wow, that is pulsing there on the camera. So my apologies. I should have taken care of that to begin with. We got 90 and 19 and 91. So we're going to go south for one of these, and that's going to be the 91. We're just going to go ahead and put that right there. That's a pretty good number to put that in. And then 19, I think we're going to go Missouri, because we can get an extra point for that, and that'll help with bringing this along. Again, our route is now going to be kind of like start here, go up here, down here, over here, over here, over here, over here. So kind of need to keep that in mind. And I'm going to just quickly try to address the focus issue. There we go. So that should stop pulsing. Won't do anything about the camera constantly moving to the wrong position. All right, so let's go ahead and we got both of those numbers in. You will run out of cards and then have to reshuffle. And I don't believe you reshuffle the cards that you discarded at the beginning of the game. Those 4 stay out of the game. So we have North Carolina, New York, and Georgia. All right, we have 57 and 75. So 75 would be great for Tennessee. That's going to give me a nice little path here that we can then go like that. And I think that's what I'm going to go with. I kind of wish I could go elsewhere. With a state that I could circle, but that is going to be perfectly fine. The 57, I kind of want to have somewhere over here. And right now I've got north and south and east. And so for Tennessee, if I use that as the east, I can put 57 somewhere in the south. I could also still put it somewhere up here as well. I think 57, I kind of want to have like kind of smack dab in the middle, so that as I'm doing this, like I go 40s up here, but then cut around to up here. Just trying to think of how I want to do this. Then down here. So I think 57 is going to be good as Nevada's number. And then that uses those 3. Let's see. Let's go 3 more. We got Montana, Illinois, and Oklahoma. Now, Oklahoma's going to be tricky. We kind of need like a 73 or a 72 for that one. 59 and 95. All right. So that sucks. 59. I think I'm going to do 59 here with the understanding that I can then come around like that. And now 95. So I've used south. So this has to be somewhere in the north. And 95 is just awful. There's no other way to put it. 95 is awful. I'm going to go ahead and put that in New England, because there's only one way to get from New England to the rest of the country. So it may as well be where I burn a number. And that is something that you're going to have to keep in mind, is that as you're going through, you'll probably have a few numbers that you burn. You know you can't make those part of the path. We got 16 and 61. All right. Kansas. South Dakota. New Mexico. All right. So we have 16 and 61. And so the 16, I think, is easy. I think we actually go ahead and do Kansas. And then we'll cut down this way. This will still leave a path possible for 69 to 74 that we can try to incorporate these two cities. But I kind of want to get another circle here. And then what this does is it allows me to try to get these 40s up here once I get some more 4s, which I haven't gotten any of lately. Seriously, what is going on here with this? So 16 is going to go there. 61 has to come here. Like, it has to be in Arizona. Now, I used 16. I used this one for that. I still have a Western card, so 61 can go right here. It's not the city that is on the card, so we don't circle it. But that does now give me a nice path. Even if I can't get these filled in with some numbers in the low 50s range, I have a path now that will start here and go around here, and hopefully I can pick up these. But now I got to kind of keep these in mind. You can, as you go along, mark in your path. So if I wanted to, I could write that path out so I can keep in mind what I need where and work out what paths are possible. East, east, north. All right. 93 and 39. So 39, we're going to want to have that be like up in here because we still want these to come down this way. And so we're going to need to keep Kentucky in the 20s. We're going to need to have Indiana or Ohio. So I think if I do Indiana as 39, that's good because that'll just cut right there. I could do it in Ohio as well. I could even do it in Pennsylvania. The problem there is that I think then you're running the risk of needing a very specific number to go there. The 93 is garbage. We can't do anything with that, so we'll burn that number. I think we're going to burn it in... Yeah, we're going to burn it in North Carolina. So we'll use one of our easts for that. We'll use one of our norths for this one. We'll go Indiana. So let's go Ohio. Let's give ourselves a little bit of room. All right. We've not gotten any doubles yet, by the way. That's insane. If you roll doubles when you're setting up, by the way, let's say when you're setting up the first 4 cards, you roll 6-6, you just simply roll again until you don't have doubles. But doubles in the regular game have a special meaning, which I'm hopefully going to be able to show you at some point. So 83, that is easy. We're going to put that in Alabama so that we finish off our set there. We do have a card that will go with that. We can either use the East or we can use the South. And that's not even with looking at whatever cards are there. I don't think Louisiana we filled in, New England we filled in, Nevada we filled in, so we can't get a circle on this one. 38 will go up here, and we'll go ahead and make that Pennsylvania. And that is tight, but it's a nice tight connection. It's a direct connection. We still have the possibility of being able to come into here and go around. That Indiana one is going to be open. We can have that be either how 19 connects to Kentucky or how the 39 connects to 40. We've got a couple centrals here. We got Oregon. Let's see what we get. 70 and 07. All right. So 70, I think I want that to be Colorado, except Colorado is not covered by any of these states. So it's going to have to be Oklahoma, unfortunately. That'll be covered by one of the 2 centrals. And then the other 7, so let's think about this. So we know 14 is going to have to connect to 19. We can do that through the 19. That's going to leave a couple cards up here that we can go and connect. Ideally, we'll get this 41 to connect over here somehow, but I'm starting to think that we're going to need to have it be a really quick connection. And the quickest connection that we can have is 41 Yeah, like that. Which means that South Dakota and Iowa, we could have these be 7, and it'll connect to the 14. I kind of want to go 7 here so that we leave this open as a small, like a teen, that we can then... No, I take that back. We are currently going down that way. So, if that's the case, then I'm going to go 7, I think, in Iowa. We'll get that as a number, a circle. And then if we get a number that is anywhere, like anywhere from 0 to 1 to 14, that'll go here, and then that'll help our connection as well. So that's 70 and 7. All right, and now we're going to go west. We've got Wyoming, Washington, and Indiana. 28 and 82. Now we've got some choices to make. Neither of those really help us out. There's no place for 82 to go on the path at this point. There's 28 can go somewhere in here, but our number, that's not where our numbers are. Our numbers are west and central. I could do 28 here, and it's going to leave kind of a tight, like everything in the 30s combo going on. I think that's going to have to be where I go. It will give me a circle at the very least. And if I can branch out and then get some of these other ones, great. But that's going to have to be where that goes. 82, I think I'm going to have to burn in the corner. Because that is not going to be a good number. We'll put that up there. We'll even circle it. It's in Washington. But we're not going to be able to make that part of our tour path. All right. Got one card, and so we're going to shuffle the rest. You will go through one shuffle in this. When you get down to 1 or 2 cities left, that's when you just simply don't worry about the cards. You just simply roll the numbers and you put them wherever you need to. Right now, we really need to get that 40 over to 47 because that is a huge part of our path. And right now, that part of our path is missing. And it's not looking good. We need 4s, essentially. We need 4s to come up. We have not gotten a single 4 since the setup of this game, which is insane. So right now, all this discussion about what we're going to do over here is going to be mute because we have to, with this big middle of the path that is not connected at all. And if we get we need a number here that's going to be like 29 or 30. Ideally, 34 would be nice. 34 would be good because we still have a little ways to go to connect to 38. But it does mean that we would be allowed to go 19, 28, 34, 39, 41. And then we could do 43 somewhere in here. Even better would be as if we could roll some effing doubles. All right. 48. Okay, so 48 is not as good as I was hoping. All right, so, and these are all the south. So actually, these are all the south. So I can put in a star somewhere. So I'm definitely putting in a star. It has to be in the south, though. That sucks. I'm going to put in a star here in Kentucky because that I can do with a circle. And that is now... Now, because it's in the south, that's the only reason that I'm doing it. I'm pretty sure it has to be in the region. The star... You can also write, if you don't have any places to write anything. Yeah. If you don't have any place to write anything, like there's no legal move that you can do, you have to write an X in one of your cities. So, you've decided not to go there. You've injured yourself before you go. We've got Minnesota, we've got New Mexico, we've got Alabama. So that's one of the 2 ways that you can get stars. The other is doubles, which I keep hoping will happen. So now 31, I can actually go to West Virginia, and I think I'm going to. This will actually allow me to open up a little bit here. So that's actually really good. 13 is tricky because 13... I kind of want it to be on this side of the 7. But if I go 13 here, I'm going to make that path just a little bit longer. Actually, quite a bit longer. So I don't think I can go 13 there. I think I have to go 13 and so for the 31 I used north. That means I can use west and south. I'm going to go west, and I'm just going to burn this number over here. We're getting to closer to the end of the game. I have to keep those 40s open. I have to keep this path open for 40s. And I have to roll an effing 4. Seriously. Southwest, east. 35. So 35 is good because I can go somewhere in here and sort of split the difference. I'm going to go here because that gives me a possibility that I might actually be able to include New York and Virginia. And then 53, I'm going to go with Idaho. Mostly because if I come in through this way, I'm probably going to lose Montana altogether because I want to still pick this up, and then that'll go like that. So this is pretty much going to go like this. Montana's now a burn city as well. Montana, I can burn Colorado. Got north, north, east. Really, just 1-4. 1-4 would be great. That would be awesome. We're going to go 70 in Colorado, except we can't because we don't have that as a number. We can go anywhere in the north. We can go anywhere in the east. We just don't have any place else to go. We're going to go ahead and burn, I think, Montana like we said we were going to. And then we're also going to go ahead and burn New York, which technically will circle, but it doesn't really matter because we're not going to pick up that city. This is horrible. This is absolutely horrible. You've seen what's happened, right? You've seen this. You've seen how just in the toilet this has gone. I'm going to lose out on a big portion of my path here because I have not rolled a single 4. Actually, I take that back. I think I rolled the 47 and the 74, which also did me no good. 69 and 96. So that's wonderful. I mean, I can do 96 here. I'm going to have to, which will cut this off, unfortunately. And then 69, I guess I will go with Colorado. So I can go Colorado for 69 because I have the West card. And I can go 96 for Virginia using the East card. We're now down to 4 cities, of which I basically need like 4s on these rolls. Like, I cannot believe this. I did not think at the start of this game that the thing that would do me in is 4s. And none of these cover this area. It doesn't matter what I roll. I have to roll an X. I have to do X's. And I think I've just lost the game big time. I mean, you can't lose this game. There's no losing condition. For each number that you do not have a legal place to write, I don't have anything left open. So I have to write 2 X's in. And that means that there is no way for me to get from 41 to 47 now. I'm going to have to cut this whole thing off. Oh my God. Like, at this point, I have to hope for a number that I can put in South Dakota that will connect this little stuff here to 47. Because right now, I'm not even going to get, this is just awful. This is legitimately awful. This is legitimately just a horrible, horrible thing. I'm going to cross off North Dakota. I'm going to cross off Minnesota. And now we're down to 2 states left. So now we don't do the cards. We just simply roll. I'm gobsmacked. I'm absolutely gobsmacked. Stay in place, please. 08. Great. Awesome. So we're going to do 08 here because that at least will be a connection. And then 80 here. Oh my Lord, that was bad. Like, I still have not rolled a 4. I still, the only 4s I rolled were the 74 and the 47, which did me no good whatsoever. In retrospect, had I put a 47 there, it still wouldn't have mattered. Still would not have mattered a tinker's cuss, as I like to sometimes say. Okay, so let's talk about how bad our path is. We're going to have to start at the 7. We're going to go to the 8, pick up the 14, ignore all this wonderful stuff over here. We have to cut short that path. We're going to go down here to Nevada, Utah, up to 53, down to the 57, down to California, all the way over here. We're going to hit New Mexico, come back up here to Colorado, down to Oklahoma, go to Texas, go up to Arkansas, go this way. I can't even use the star. That's how stupid this is. I can't even use the star. I'm miserable now. Thank you. I am. This has just been a nightmare. We'll go here and here. All right. So how did we do? All right. So you'll count 1 for every city state that you went to, plus you'll count an extra point for every circle. They have it listed as visited states plus visited circles, so you can do it either way. But our number of states is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, which is not bad. And then circles is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we got 26, which is, I don't know how it is because they don't give you any sort of ranking in the thing. The little sheet that they give you has an example. It's got 19 plus 10 for 29. Really emphasized the importance of going through the circles because those are double counts. This, oh my God, this hurt. We got 1 star. We never rolled doubles the entire time. We never rolled a 4 other than that 4774, which again would not have done us any good. I did not think that it would be this much of a problem. I knew this was going to be tight to connect this and this. I did not think it was going to be that bad. So in retrospect, like had I known I was going to have so much difficulty rolling a 4, maybe I should have like made a plan to simply hit as many of these as I can and try to start up there. But that was awful. That was awful. And that is on tour. That is the U.S. side. We'll try the New Mexico side as well, or not the New Mexico side, the Europe side. Coffin mixed those two up, Europe and New Mexico. One of which had a hit with the song Final Countdown. The other is the home of Albuquerque. And that was so salty. So salty. And so this erases pretty well. It does come with 8 dry erase markers in here. I'm not sure how many times you can erase with the same. There we go. That goes away as well. So, I mean, I'm not sure how long that's going to last. The marker itself is fine. It's very much like a marker that you get in a roll and write. And the boards themselves seem fine. They definitely seem to hinge on the US side. So, there's that. But folks, thank you all so much for joining me, and I will be back tomorrow. And wow, I really need to get this camera fixed. This is ridiculous. Hi. I'm over here. Thank you. Yeah, I think there's something pulling it. That's the problem. So, there we go. All right, folks. Enough camera shenanigans. I will see you all tomorrow. Ciao, everybody. See you later.